Week, Brady said that it has felt like a normal week as he remains focused on the Titans. I'm not surprised he had that to say, but Shannon, if the Patriots do in fact lose, where will Tom Brady be playing next season?
Well, Skip, I don't believe he'll be playing in New England. And I've been on the record at the beginning of the season said I believe 20 years is going to be Tom's limit in New England. I just believe that Coach Belichick Coach Belichick is normally a year early, and he was going to be 2 years early. But I believe in his mind, Skip, he felt that winning one Super Bowl with Jimmy G was worth more than two with Tom Brady.
That's true.
Because it would have given him the cash. It would have given him what he valued the most, that I get most credit for this dynasty.
That is true.
Tom Brady realized they were been trying to wait each other out for the longest time, Skip, because it's kind of like Coach Walsh and Joe Montana. Coach Walsh retires, and then Joe goes and wins another with George Seifert. Well, now Joe gets credit. That's the way. And so it's funny how it works, because it's like, why you just can't just ride this thing out? Skip, we want credit. We want credit. I need credit. I need give me 51, let him have 49. As long as I get the most, we good.
Yeah.
And the thing is, and this is why Coach Belichick wanted to move on with Jimmy G, because he's seeing what Jimmy G is doing. He understands, Skip, like when you have a franchise quarterback, all-time great, and you don't have a bridge to succession, you're going to spend as many years down as you spent up, because Miami still hadn't found a replacement for Dan Marino yet. Dan retired in 2000, and they still haven't found that yet, and that's what happened. Maybe Buffalo is just not finding it after Jim Kelly retired in, I think, 97. This is what he saw. He says, you know what? I can be ahead of the curve. I can have 10, 12 years of Jimmy Garoppolo, win another 2, 3 Super Bowls, and we can keep this thing rolling. I don't believe Mr. Kraft will intervene this time around, Skip. Now, this is going to be very interesting. Ryan Tannehill's an unrestricted free agent. Cam Newton, Phillip Rivers, all these guys will be unrestricted free agents. For me, I think Tannehill would be a better choice in New England if you don't want to go with Stidham. But I don't see a scenario, Skip, that Tom Brady is back with New England in the 2020 season.
Yet, your point all season long to me is that Belichick would say no to Brady.
Yes.
I think there's another scenario developing in which Brady would say no to the Patriots.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's to Belichick or Kraft or both.
Right.
General.
He would just say, no, I'm out.
Okay.
I'm an unrestricted free agent for the first time in my career. I'm going to go there.
Okay.
So, look, I'll disqualify myself. I'm not objective about Tom Brady. So maybe this is coming from a deep emotional place that is not remotely objective. But I'm still angry about Belichick's performance in the Super Bowl that the Patriots lost to the Eagles, because it's just unconscionable to me that they gave up 41 points to Nick Foles while your best defensive back is on the sidelines, Malcolm Butler, for reasons we still can't quite wrap our heads around, right?
Yeah.
And Tom Brady throws for an all-time playoff record, 505 yards, and puts up 33 and loses 41-33. And that just sticks in my craw. And I'm still angry about this year, in which I believe Bill Belichick gave Tom Brady a sorry supporting cast. And it feels a little like sabotage to me, but I'm over-emotional about it. But that's how it feels like. But he tried to get him AB, and it lasted one game. Yeah, and we know what happened.
Right.
And he had him, Josh Gordon, and then I don't know why they just cut bait, but maybe they knew something was on the rise, on the horizon, and here we went. And now he's out of the league. God bless him, maybe for good. And yet, this team is so bad, the supporting cast is so bad around Tom that I'm getting close to done with this whole scenario in New England. And it feels like the dynasty is teetering and about to just splinter apart. And we both just picked Tennessee to win this game at Foxborough tomorrow night. It feels to me like both men need and deserve a fresh start. Like at this point in their careers, and they're both deep into their careers. Obviously, Tom's way deep into his, and Bill's going on 70 years of age. But they just need a shot to do what you said. Maybe it's for credit. Maybe it's just for self-satisfaction that I won without him.
Right.
I don't want to be attached to his hip all the way home.
Because you always, no matter what transpired, you joined together. Coach Belichick is going to get Coach Belichick. The people will say your credit belongs to Tom Brady. Tom Brady, people will say your credit belongs to Coach Belichick. That's just the way the story is going to be written. There's no way around it. You've had too much success, and you guys go hand in hand. So whether you go to New England, he leaves and goes somewhere else, goes to the Raiders. I mean, it'd be unbelievable if Tom could go somewhere else and win another Super Bowl.
That would pretty much cinch it, right?
Woo! I mean, yeah.
Okay, and I want everybody to understand, Tom Brady is not like a son to Bill Belichick.
No.
They have nothing more than a working relationship, and I've heard that again and again from people very close to Tom Brady, that it still, it amuses him to the point of frustrates him that he doesn't have any more relationship with Bill Belichick.
Well, Skip, you remember they came out with the NFL Network with airing the all-time, the 100 NFL players, and Tom came on set with Coach Belichick, and they was talking, and they was both talking about how great it was. Excuse me.
I think there's a lot of acting going on.
Skip, you know where I was going.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so great that you sit down and talk. Really? The man been in there 20 years. You could have sat down and talked with him anytime you want to. There's a cafeteria. You can go sit down and talk to him. There's plenty of times that you had opportunity to sit down and talk to Tom.
I know for a fact Tom wondered why some offseason Bill didn't say, let's play golf somewhere. They were paired together one time in the
not by choice.
Pebble Beach Pro-Am, and not by choice.
Right.
Okay. So they played
to me.
once.
Because you know why, Skip?
You're right.
Coach Belichick knows there's going to come a time, no matter how great the player is, I'm going to have to make a tough decision.
Plus, it's like you always say about the general. The commanding officer has to keep arm's length.
Got to keep it.
Yeah, so you don't let your personal feelings get involved, because Jerry obviously just let his personal feelings let Jason Garrett linger for years.
Yeah.
Because he loved him.
Yeah, and Jerry's personal feeling towards Tony Romo. Jerry was itching. Steven had to talk Jerry into not. Tony can't go back in there, Jerry.
Yep. So speaking of sons, Bill does have a real son named Steve, who is the new, I think, defensive coordinator. At least he's the one mouthing the signals.
Well, he ain't been doing good lately.
He hadn't been doing good lately, and I don't know how Bill's getting a pass for that, but God bless him. Let them go and be together, and then he can have a real son, and they can go see if they can win a Super Bowl together. Is it going to be in New England? Could it be long shot in Dallas? I just believe, and I have from the start, that Tom Brady would be the perfect fit for the Los Angeles Chargers as they go to that new stadium out here in Los Angeles next year. You need a marquee selling point.
Broncos.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Peyton. Look what Peyton did. They thought Peyton was done. He came to the old Broncos.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom.
You wouldn't mind
You want
that?
Tom in Denver after all the negative, nasty things you've said about him?
Huh.
Do you really?
Oh, I think
do.
that is unique.
Well,
That's
then-
a good. That's.
I'll pick him up from the airport.
Now, you'll get him.
pick him
You'll
up.
go get
Would you pick up him and Father Time at baggage claim?
I'd rather
You
leave
said they
hey,
travel together.
I'm
Leave him behind?
going to leave Father Time. He needs to leave Father Time in New England.
You just need a year, so.
We got a year. I think he got a year. Maybe a year.
Maybe a year. If he could
Chargers,
have
though.
a Peyton-esque year, that would be a year.
Hold on. Not Peyton-esque. Not the last year Peyton.
No.
You talking about one of those first three. You talking about one of those first 3 years.
That was something. But Peyton wasn't 43 years of age at that point.
And Tom doesn't have a significant injury that we know of.
We don't. I agree. I think they both need to start fresh.
Yeah.
They've earned it, and let's see it next year.
Sometimes, Skip, when you're in a relationship, you don't realize how valuable the other party is until you separate. And then you're like, you know what?
Valid.
Yep.
And we could be seeing that if that were the case.
Could be. All I know is that Joe Montana wound up in Kansas City. And it was pretty good the last year in Kansas City.
All right.